Dear friends, I invite you to reflect with me on this fifth Sunday of the Easter season. It is nice sharing with you. In a Sunday instruction catechism class, the topic of that day lesson is about heaven, heavenly home. So teacher was speaking and instructing, teaching. As she was concluding, she asked, how many of you want to go to heaven? How many of you want to go to heaven? All of them lifted their hands except one boy. Teacher asked that boy, why you don't want to go to heaven? The boy responded, my mother is preparing chocolate cake for me, so I had to go back after the class to eat that. That is my home. Yes, dear friends, the boy must have been very innocent. Every home is supposed to be heavenly home, God's home, God's dwelling place. We are in trouble now. We are at home because of lockdown 3, extended lockdown. People share with me, among the siblings, within husband and wife, argument, fight. They live, they pull on. It's part of life, but at the end of the day, do we experience peace, forgiveness, joy? Recognizing each one as God's gift. Then our home is heavenly home, God's dwelling place, because He is the way. Depends upon what is our way, who is our way. We are aware about the sad event happened in Aurangabad. People are walking back to the home. My house, I want to be there. I want to experience goodness, peace. My house, a God's given house. They couldn't reach because they chose the rail path because of various threats on the road. And you're not blaming, but they were exhausted while sleeping on the track. 16 of them were killed. Goods rail ran over them. They couldn't reach the house on the way. Sometimes the path which you choose, it determines whether my home is a house of chaos, house of God. Is my house of chaos or house of God? In the first reading, we see the tussle between Aramaic-speaking Christians and Greek-speaking Christians. Greek-speaking Christians, widows, women were not given importance. They were not served. Aramaic-speaking widows, women were served early and they're taken care of. In that early Christian community, when there is a tussle, here comes Apostle. He is recognizing the struggle. It's your home, it's your house, God's given house, God's home. You have to find a solution among yourselves. Within your house remains a solution. You are the answer. How? He appoints 7 of them as deacons to serve the Greek-speaking women, widows, people. The 7 names, they are Greek-speaking people. You have to make peace. You have to solve the problem. You are the answer. There's a forgiveness. There's acceptance. Then it becomes a God's dwelling place, God's house. Because they chose the path of risen Christ. He continues to remain as the way for them, the life for them, the truth for them. That's what in the second reading St. Peter clearly tells them. You're the living stone. When you live, when your house is God's house, not a house of chaos, it's a living stone. You are all body of Christ as living stone. Peter is recalling the life of people. You are slaves under Egypt. You are slaves under Babylonians. You lost the way. You are troubled. You are worried. But here the Messiah came and accepted you, gave freedom. Now He is the body. You are part of the body. When you come and pray, sharing, breaking, listening, there you are the living stone, witnessing stones, witnessing faith. A living stone is a church, each community. That way the early church kept alive Jesus, risen Christ, and the faith by sharing, by being faithful to one another. And he acknowledges them. You are the holy nation. You are the royal priesthood. Your chosen race. Yes, dear friends, our house should be a house of God's dwelling place. House of God, not a house of chaos. Gospel, John is giving this discourse of Jesus to the people where they felt not recognized, not accepted, not allowed, not integrated, not involved by the traditional Jewish Christians. The traditional Jews who became Christians were trying to compromise with their own Jewish practices along with Christian faith. So they are avoiding the others, these practices of oneness, equality, sharing. So they are troubled, they are worried. Here John is giving the discourse of Jesus. I am the way, He is the way, He is the truth, He is the life. And His home, as He is His Father's house, we all walk towards that, our journey towards that. So our living places today, our worshipping places should be a place of God, house of God. St. Augustine spent time mostly outside in his early years. We know he never realized God's call initial stages of his life. His mother used to worry a lot for him, crying. He found his house a house of chaos. When he recognized that his house is his presence, God's presence in his house, a dwelling place, he says, "You called, yes Lord, you shouted. You broke through my deafness. You dispelled my blindness. You breathed your fragrance on me. But I was outside. But you are within me. I searched for you in my unloveliness. I plunged into the lovely things which you created. You were with me, but I was not with you. I was outside. The things kept me away from you. But you touched me. O beauty, ever ancient, ever new. Late have I loved you." It's a wonderful experience of recognizing and enjoying who became a great scholar, fathers of the church. Today also we remember as a Mother's Day. God cannot be everywhere. That's why He created mothers as a way, as a truth and a life for each one of us, each house, making every house as God's dwelling place. There's chaos, confusion, worries. It's a mother. Mother removes everything, making it as a God's loving and dwelling place. It all started in 1908 by Anna Jervis, who started giving on her mother's Memorial Day, every one of them a flower. That practice was shared and continued by many, and they realized the mother's presence. We thank God for our mothers, deceased, living ones. We bring them around the altar of God as they make our home a house of God in the midst of chaos and confusion. Can you and me make our place a dwelling place of God? Amen.